What's up guys, I am BlackOpsAmazing, welcome back to another zombies video on the channel, taking your questions from the comment section below and answering them. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do, smash that like button. Could we shoot for 2k likes on this video? I don't know if we could do it, we haven't done it in a while, but I believe in you guys. If you want to see some more videos on the channel, make sure you are subscribed, stay up to date with the latest content, and of course, whenever you're ready, here we go. So if there's anything you want to know, make sure you leave your comments down in the comment section below. Today I've got a bunch to answer from you guys. I'm going to try my best to release the second episode of the zombie storyline probably later this week. Maybe it will be the next video I do, but as you know, or as you should know if you're staying up to date, last week I did the first one, which was Nakder and Toten, so this time it's going to be Verrucht. If you haven't seen it already, check out the first one in the description below. But the first question of today from Dragonfire says, "Hey BOA, I have two questions. Why is it that in the Zetsubo Shima intro cutscene, the premise crew is on a boat being interrogated by other people? And then the second question is, why did Premise blow up the moon in Der Eisendrache?" So answering the first question, we aren't really told as to how or even why our characters are there, why they're on that boat, or how they even got there. It's not told to us in the Canorium, it's not clear in the Zetsubo Shima cutscene, and it's also not clear by the end of Der Eisendrache. It doesn't tell us how exactly they ended up in that situation. We see from the intro cutscene they are on a boat just off the island of Pompeii, which is where Zetsubo Shima is located, and it seems like they are on their ship being interrogated by these Japanese sailors. I mean, that's what I presume they are. We don't know exactly who they are. Maybe they are Division 9 employees that work at the island. As I said, maybe they are sailors, that could be possible, or someone else, but they are clearly interrogating the premise crew, asking them who they are and what they're doing, and they also ask them what the summoning key is. Also, as for how they even got on the boat in the first place, did they teleport on it, did they board it at some sort of dock or something? But if they did that, surely they would have had to hide for most of the journey. It's just a bit weird. It's not explained to us. It doesn't really make sense. We know from map to map they've used different modes of transport. For example, from the Giants who get to Der Eisendrache, they travelled in a giant robot. From the next map, which was Der Eisendrache to Zetsubo Shima, we don't know how they got there. And then from the next map, which was Zetsubo Shima to Gorod Kurovi, we see in the Gorod Kurovi intro, they are falling out of a rift from the sky. So to travel from Zetsubo to Gorod, they used a rift, which is basically a portal, kind of like teleporting. And then obviously to get from Gorod to Revelations, they teleported to the house. So since they've been teleporting in most of the maps, that's what I assume they did in Zetsubo Shima. They would have opened up a rift in Der Eisen and then used that to teleport onto this boat in Zetsubo Shima. That's really the only way I could see it happening. I can't see them boarding it and then only managing to get captured this far away from the island. It just doesn't make sense. But again, it's not really clear. And also answering your second question, why did Premise blow up the moon in Der Eisendrache? Well, there's really two reasons. The first one was to kill Dr. Groff. We know he was on the moon at the same time as our characters being in the Eagle's Nest, and Groff was on the moon trying to stop our characters doing whatever they needed to do in the castle. And so, to make sure that Groff couldn't do any more harm, they killed him. And the only way they could do that was by blowing up the moon. And also they blew it up to destroy the moon base, because what they were doing on their journeys was not only collecting the souls, but also taking down Group 935 in their path. So they blew up the moon to kill Dr. Groff and destroy the base. The next question of today from the Crazy Child says, do calm down. It says, do you think they should make a zombies movie? Love your videos, keep it up. I mean, who wouldn't want that, a zombies movie? I would love to see Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey as actual characters in a movie, but to be honest, zombie films in my opinion are a little bit cringe. They're not really my thing. I don't watch zombies movies, but if it was based off Call of Duty Zombies, and this would only work for me if Treyarch were actually involved in it and it wasn't just some other company or whatever doing it on themselves. If Treyarch was involved, then it's definitely something I'd love to see. But as I've seen from films that have taken their inspiration from games, for example the Assassin's Creed movie or the Hitman film, they're never really that good. For some reason, I don't know why. I actually thought Hitman was good. I mean, the ratings said otherwise. And again, Assassin's Creed, that film was crap, even though I love the game. And a few other movies are based off games as well, but I don't know, for some reason they don't ever tend to be really very good. So obviously I wouldn't want something that's gonna be pretty shit. I believe it was actually rumored quite a few times that there was actually gonna be a movie based off Call of Duty. I don't know if it was off the campaign or off zombies, I can't remember. But yes, of course, I'd love to see a zombies film. Either way, I just want to see a real life Richtofen, come on. Francisco Hernandez says, BOA, why does Dr. Monty want to kill the premise crew? Well, it's funny because actually we're not really sure. That's what we kind of think. That's what we kind of got from the Revelations ending, that Dr. Monty wanted to kill the premise crew. He was going to wipe them from existence. And we also kind of got that feeling from the map before as well, which was Gorod Karovi. In that map, we heard him say to the other characters, who was Dempsey, Takio, and Nikolai, he told them that Richtofen was surplus to... surplus? How do you say it? Surplus? But basically, he told them that Richtofen was no longer needed, and kind of tried to trick the characters into thinking that Richtofen was against them, that maybe they should kill him or get rid of him, that he shouldn't be trusted. And then obviously, like I said, when Revelations came around, the Shadow Man then told us that Dr. Monty was the devil, he was the Beelzebub, he was Satan, Lucifer, that he was actually the evil one and the Shadow Man was good. And then, as you've just mentioned, in the Revelations ending, we can see he's about to wipe them from existence, but he suddenly stops himself and instead changes his mind and sends them back to a different point in time, which is Primus. So it did seem like Dr. Monty was trying to kill them. To answer your question though, why was he doing this? Why did he want to kill them? Well, simply the premise characters weren't allowed to live in Monty's perfect universe. They weren't supposed to live there. After they arrived and delivered all of these souls to the house, these characters were supposed to disappear from existence. Because all of their souls had been wiped out from every other universe, because no version of them actually existed anymore, that meant that these characters were supposed to fade from existence and cease to exist. But because they drank the blood vials, keeping them alive, this meant that the crew carried on living in Monty's perfect universe, and so he said to them, you can't live here. If they did, it could cause a paradox and mess things up. And so his only choice really was to get rid of them. He was initially going to kill them or wipe them from existence, whatever you want to call it, but in the end decided to send them to a different point in space and time. So it's a tricky one to answer, but there we go. Electro Rex 12 says, who invented the time bomb in Buried? PS, love your videos, watch them every day. So I've answered this one before, or at least I've tried to, but I just quickly wanted to go over it again for the people who are asking. But very much like the Paralyzer in Buried, we don't know. And I actually saw someone, I think they replied to this comment or someone else who asked this question, and they said, or actually I think it was someone who asked who invented the Paralyzer, and they told them it was Maxis. I mean, I don't know where you pulled that from, out your arse maybe? I mean, you made that up, because that's never been told. I mean, it's funny. I see some of the replies to the comments that people are asking, and the answers are, I think, totally made up, but actually sound so believable that I think they actually believe it. I mean, whatever, but to actually answer your question properly, we don't know who invented the time bomb. We don't know who invented this or the Paralyzer. I mean, some people say that it was Group 935, but we don't know. There's no proof of that at all. Some people say that it was the person who lived inside of the mansion and Buried. Again, we don't know. However, if we take a look at both the time bomb and the Paralyzer, you can see they are clearly old pieces of machinery, old things. And since we know the map Buried is old, it's an old western town teleported from the 13th century all the way to 2025 or 2035. So it's very possible that these two weapons come from that time as well. Maybe these were invented in the 1300s by some people that existed back then, all those hundreds of years ago. It is possible that these weapons are hundreds of years old and have nothing to do with any of the characters that we know in the zombie storyline. I mean, we really don't know. A weird question, but I actually wanted to answer this because it's something I never really thought about. Well, it is, now and again. But Games and Videos says, BOA, do our characters ever eat or do stuff like that? And it's a strange question, but it's sensible. Do our characters ever eat? Because obviously we never see them eat. We don't see them drink. I mean, it is a video game, so we have video game logic. You could assume they eat and drink when we're not playing. Actually thinking about it, when we get the forest outro cutscene every time we die in a map, you do sometimes see our characters sitting on that log, in front of the campfire actually eating from a tin, so I suppose that answers your question. The next question says, what type of power does the 1-inch punch use? Is it element 115? Honestly though, I'm not really sure. I would assume it's 115, but it's not really clear. All we have to do to get this is charge up 4 chests that are around origins. All you need to do that is kill zombies by them, and then once you've filled a chest with zombie souls, you can then go to one of the rituals of the ancient stations, and you will get yourself the 1-inch punch. And basically, it then means you can kill the zombies by punching them. You use your fists, it releases a powerful force, causing the zombies to fly away, kind of similar to the thunder gun, but you can kill zombies with a single hit, a single punch, up until round 19, and then obviously after that it takes a few more. What exactly the powers are, is this magic? Does it have something to do with Monty? Again, I'm not sure. But anyway guys, there we go. That is all for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. As always, if you have, drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. Leave your comments down below and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.